From a cushion compact with more skincare inside it than makeup, to a cream blush pressed on with the fingers instead of powder, to a foundation that changes color against your skin as it sets, Korean makeup artists are willing to build a face in a way that would look wrong to anyone standing at a Western beauty counter. These are the 7 products they use on mature skin, and I'd guess 5 of them have never been in your drawer. Number 6 is already on your bathroom shelf, and you're using it in the wrong order. Then 5 mistakes that are aging you faster than the years are. I'm 51, 30 years doing faces in Seoul studios and bridal suites at dawn, under lights that show every settling line. We're counting down from 7, and number 1 is the foundation. Stay for it. Number 7, a lip liner in your own natural lip color. The border of the lip softens as we age, and the fine vertical lines above the mouth deepen, so lipstick creeps up into them, and by the end of the evening, your color is somewhere it was never invited. A liner close to your own lip shade, drawn right at the edge and softened inward with a fingertip, rebuilds that border. Skip the dark liner with the pale center. That trick belonged to 1996, and if your lips have thinned, line a hair's width outside the natural edge, no further. Past that, it reads as tracing. That one you'd have to go out and buy. Number 6 you already own, and it's sitting in the wrong place in your routine. Number 6, face oil, applied at the wrong moment. Women I know use it at night or press it on in the morning and go straight into foundation 30 seconds later, then wonder why everything pills along the sides of the nose by 9:30. Warm 2 drops in your palms. Press them onto the face after your moisturizer. Then give it 3 full minutes to sink before anything else touches your skin. Do something else while you wait. Make your coffee, find your shoes. What you get is a base with actual give in it, and foundation that flexes when you smile instead of cracking across the cheek by mid-morning. Timing fixes the oil. But the next one is a product swap, and it's the one I argue with women about most. Number 5, cream blush pressed on with your fingers. Powder blush on mature cheeks clings to texture, so it lands unevenly and sits above the skin where anyone across the table can see exactly where it starts and stops. A cream warms up in the heat of your hands and melts in, so the color looks like it's coming from underneath. Take a dot, warm it between 2 fingertips, and press it high on the apple and back toward the temple. Everything on a face over 50 should travel upward. And use more than feels comfortable, because a nervous little dab of blush reads as nothing at all once you step outside into daylight. That's your morning sorted. Number 4 is for the afternoon, when the face you built at 8 starts giving up. Number 4, a cushion compact. This is the small round case with a sponge soaked in liquid foundation, and it isn't for your first application of the day. It's for the office bathroom mirror at 2 in the afternoon, when your base has gone patchy across the nose and chin. A powder compact at that hour will cake into everything you've already got on your face. The cushion lays down a fresh, sheer, wet layer that remelts what's already there. Tap, don't drag. 1 pass across the center of the face, and you look the way you did at 9 in the morning. I keep one in the kit for every bride, because a wedding day runs 14 hours, and no base survives that. Everything from here down is a bigger jump. Number 3 is where women see a difference the same day. Number 3, a peach corrector, which is a different product from concealer and does a different job entirely. Under eye darkness on mature skin reads blue or purple, from the vessel showing through skin that has thinned. Beige concealer laid over blue gives you gray, which is why your under eyes can look ashier after you've done your makeup than before you started. Basic color theory does the work here. Orange sits directly opposite blue on the color wheel, so a peach or salmon cream cancels that darkness before you cover anything at all. Press a small amount into the inner corner with your ring finger, then a whisper of concealer on top if you still want it. Women who add this step end up using half the concealer, because the correcting layer does the heavy lifting. That one is cosmetic. Number 2 changes what your skin actually does under everything else you put on it. Number 2, a hydrating essence pressed into the skin with your palms. This is the step Western routines skip entirely, and Korean artists treat as non-negotiable. It's a watery liquid, thinner than a serum, and you don't wipe it on with a cotton pad. You pour a little into your hands and press it in layers, letting each sink before the next. What you're building is grip. Foundation needs something slightly tacky to hold on to, and a dry, tight surface gives it nothing, so the product slides around the nose and chin and breaks down by early afternoon. 2 minutes of pressing at the bathroom sink will change how your base wears more than any primer you can buy, and I've bought a great deal of primer. But grip only matters because of what goes on top of it, and that is the whole reason I put this last. Number 1. The color-changing foundation. I resisted this entire category for years because when these formulas first showed up in Seoul, they were a gimmick, a white cream that turned the same beige on everybody who tried it. That is not what they are now. The Luxe Color Changing Foundation goes on as a pale neutral cream and adjusts against your skin as it warms and sets, so the formula meets your tone while you stand at your own bathroom mirror in your own light. Now, the reason a traditional bottle goes orange on you by lunchtime is worth understanding because it isn't your imagination and it isn't your technique. The pigments in almost every foundation are iron oxides, and iron oxides shift warmer as they sit in your skin's own oil and meet the air across the day. That's your oxidation. That's the tide line along the jaw at 3 in the afternoon and the gray cast that makes you look tired in every photograph from your daughter's wedding. When the formula adjusts to you as it sets, there is nothing left to mismatch. The texture is what matters most on mature skin, though. It's a thin, flexible film with real slip, so it melts down into the surface rather than sitting on top of your smile lines the way a heavy, full coverage bottle does by noon. It moves when your face moves. On my clients, it reads as skin, with the redness quieted and the tone evened out, which is the whole ambition after 50. It's also the #1 selling foundation on Amazon right now, and the thing that put it there is the same thing that puts it at the top of my list, which is that it solves the shade problem for every woman at once instead of asking her to stand at a counter and guess. If you've ever bought a foundation and quietly retired it to a drawer 3 weeks later because it went muddy on you, this is the one to try. The link's in the description, or scan the QR code on screen. Now the 5 mistakes, counting down the same way, and I say this with affection because I've watched every one of them happen in my chair, and I've made 3 of them on my own face. Mistake 5. Drawing your brows hard with a sharpened pencil. Brow hair thins after 50, and the instinct is to fill every gap you can see in the magnifying mirror. But a solid dark shape on a soft face reads as harsh and drags the whole eye downward. Short, feathery strokes with a fine tip, in a shade lighter than your hair, and then brush the whole brow through with a spoolie to break up any hard line you've drawn. Someone should be able to look at you across a restaurant table and not be certain you did anything at all. That one is a matter of taste. Number 4 is doing structural damage to the thinnest skin you own. Mistake 4, packing concealer under the eyes. That skin is the thinnest on the body. It moves every time you blink, and a thick layer of product has nowhere to go except down into the crepey texture, where it dries and announces itself. Use a fraction of what you think you need. Keep it in the inner corner where the darkness actually lives. Leave the outer half alone entirely, and press it in with your ring finger rather than a brush, because the warmth of your hand thins the product as it goes on. Then stop touching it. Concealer at least stays in one place. Number 3, you're spreading across your whole face every morning. Mistake 3, powdering everything. I understand the instinct. You want it to stay put through a long day of meetings. But mature skin needs to look like there's water in it, and blanketing the entire face in translucent powder flattens every bit of that out and settles straight into the lines under the eyes, which is the last place on your face you want looking dry. Powder the center panel only, the nose and the middle of the forehead where you actually shine, and press it in with a small puff rather than sweeping a big fluffy brush around. Everything from the cheekbone outward gets left alone. Powder is one layer. Number 2 is what happens when you keep stacking them. Mistake 2, adding more product to a face that's already breaking down. It's 2 in the afternoon, your base has gone patchy, and the instinct is to reach for more. More concealer over the crease, more powder over that, more foundation on the spot beside the nose. Every layer you stack onto a face that's already failing makes the texture louder, and by 6 in the evening, you're wearing 4 hours of accumulated repair work. The professional move is to take away. Press a clean tissue flat over the area, then go back in with something sheer and wet. The cushion from number 4, a damp sponge, even clean fingertips. I've rescued more faces at hour 11 of a wedding with a tissue than with anything else in my kit. And mistake number 1, which is where all of this started for most of you. Mistake 1. Matching your foundation on the back of your hand. The skin there is a completely different tone from your face, usually darker and more yellow from years of sun through the car window. And it's why so many women leave a department store with a shade that goes sallow before they reach the car park. Test along the jaw, blend a stripe down onto the neck, then walk to a window and look at it in proper daylight. Store lighting is built to sell you something, not to tell you the truth. And if the assistant won't let you carry a sample to the door, that tells you plenty about the shade. That last mistake is the one number 1 on the product list quietly ends because a formula that adjusts to you can't be matched wrong in the first place. What connects all 7 of these is one idea, that makeup on mature skin has to work with what's already there. Coverage was the answer when you were 30 and your skin could carry the weight of it. Now the answer is a base that behaves, one that sits down into the skin, moves when your face moves, and stays the color it was when you put it on at 8 in the morning. Your skin, better rested and more even, which is what you were after the whole time. The link for the Luxe color changing foundation is in the description, or scan the QR code on screen. Tell me in the comments which of the 5 mistakes you've been making, because I've made 3 of them myself and I do this for a living.